everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily if you are new here. Today I am sharing with you all a 1-year review update on my Hermes Picotin 18 bag. It's been a while since I've shared anything on here, but I have been on a big Hermes kick lately. Definitely thought it was time to share a little unboxing and do a review of how I've liked the bag so far for about a year now that I've had it. And if you're having any troubles getting a Picotin bag in store as well, I'll share some tips and tricks at the end of this video on how I got mine and some of my Hermes history if that helps any of you all. But yeah, let's get right in the video and let's get started. Okay, here she is in her beautiful orange box. I have her open up a little just for ease, but here she is in the beautiful classic beige Hermes dust bag. Love their dust bags. I've even seen people turn the dust bags into like little tote bags and little pouches. People are so creative and fun with their dust bags and reusing them. Here she is. So beautiful. Okay, so this is the Picotin 18 and this is in the monochrome style. So basically that means that the lock and the feet match the color of the bag as well, and they're also like kind of that like metallic-y kind of pattern. As you can see, I still left the little like plastic on here. I know some people say that it causes damage, but I don't know. For me, that's the way I like to leave it, just because I'm paranoid. That's a little overview of the bag, but I love her. I also actually, before I even got offered this, I had recently bought an exact matching rodeo charm for this. So definitely it was meant to be. I'll show a picture here of the bag with the rodeo charm on it when I last wore it. It was so cute. I can't believe I got the exact matching rodeo charm for this. I guess we'll start off with some of the pros and then maybe a couple cons. Oh, and then this is in the color Rose Mexico. So it's this kind of like beautiful like fuchsia pink color, very bright and definitely it's more of a pop of color. So for me, I thought it was good because I do like to wear a lot of pinks and it matches a lot of the floral patterns I actually wear. And also it's a great pop of color if you're wearing plain colors as well. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I do love this color. I do love the matching hardware, and the matching hardware actually makes a difference because if you either have the gold or the silver hardware, then you have to kind of match your jewelry sometimes with that. And so now I don't really have to worry about that with this like gold necklace. Like it's not like clashing or anything. So it is one thing to consider with the monochrome. You can actually like super easily pair it with all your other accessories, but the monochrome does come with a little bit of an extra price tag. I was surprised like just over the matching like feet and lock that they charge a bit more on the bag for that, but I think it was worth it. This is what they had and I did like the color for myself. When I got this almost a year ago, the prices were a little bit lower. This was $35.25 before tax. So I believe this was about $200 more for the monochrome lock and feet option. If it was up to me, I probably would have like preferred a gold one. I do like the part about not having to worry about matching jewelry and stuff. So yeah, so this was $35.25. I think now prices have gone up a little. I think it's about $200 or $300 more than that. So I think this would be about 38 something at this point. Still like in the world of Hermes, not terrible, but again, you have to decide if that's worth it for you or not. For me, I loved this when I first saw it. I did get an insert for her. It matches the bag pretty well. I believe I just got the insert on AliExpress. If they still have it, I'll link it below, or I'll link some options or something, but they have plenty of inserts out there for like 40 or 50 bucks. I think it's totally worth it for this bag in particular because it's kind of necessary to have a shaper. Otherwise the bag will sag. And so you can see after a year, there's really not much like wrinkling or sagging and the shape holds pretty well. And see if I don't hold like the handles, it's not sagging because the shaper is definitely like puffing it out and like holding the leather out. So definitely highly recommend the shaper. I think that will contribute to how your bag looks in a year or two after having it. And yeah, again, not too many wrinkles. This is also in the Clemence leather, so it tends to not be as stiff and structured, so that's definitely something to consider. But it's so nice. It feels like very buttery soft and very luxurious. This also came with its separate little lock and key in the pouch. So I have the keys right here. I have these little silver keys. They come with 2 in case you ever lose one. So I like that. And then in terms of functionality, the one annoying thing is that if you leave the lock on while you're using it, which pretty much everyone does, it's a bit harder to get into the bag because this leather tab is kind of in the way. So if you really want to get in, like, you kind of have to work around the tab and get into your bag. So that could be a little annoying, but again, it all depends on you, on what kind of bag you're looking for. I would say this is definitely not in the, especially in this size, the 18, I don't think this is like an everyday, like if you're on the run and in a hurry, I don't know if this is like that kind of everyday bag, at least for me. I feel like the 22, the bigger size, you'd be able to get in and out more easily because the like opening on top, even though you have the tab in the way, there's like more space to work around that. Whereas this one is a little smaller. So there's that. And then inside you can see it's this beautiful suede. The bag shaper has also kept it very clean for me, so no wear inside really after this entire time. And I was worried a little about the feet with the monochrome, it was gonna start turning like silver. So far they've stayed pretty pink and monochrome, which is good. But I think on one of them you can see like maybe like a tinge of like silver on these, but barely. Like you can see it's pretty pink still, and there's really not much scratching on it, so that's good. I think over time that probably will be a problem in like 5 years maybe, that the feet on this monochrome will get a little more silvered, and on the bottoms at least. But yeah, I love this bag. There's a lot of different ways that you can dress it up too. Like there's plenty of like style ideas online, but I do love it with my matching rodeo. But it's also super cute if you put some like twillies on the handles and tie them down. I've also seen the one where people will put the bow here and like braid it. I think that's super cute. So there's a lot of stuff you can do to make this bag even more like dressed up or down depending on what you're looking for. Yeah, another thing is, I don't know how everyone always keeps this like closed down. Like I think it might be my bag shaper, so that's probably a me problem, but for me with the bag shaper, the front leather piece doesn't close fully. So that's one con if you have a bag shaper, but I think it's pretty worth it otherwise, because again, there's no wrinkles on the bag and this is keeping the bag really well structured. But yeah, if you do have a bag shaper, because most of them run a little more square and they end right here on the inside. The bag shaper adds structure to the bag like right here, so this doesn't like fully like drop down, if that makes sense. So yeah, just to summarize all that, I think some of the pros are definitely for the monochrome, the compatibility with the jewelry is nice. This does hold up well if you do have a bag shaper in it. The structure stays pretty well. I think the cons again are with the lock. It's like one of the cutest parts of the bag, right? But again, like with the lock, it's hard to fully open the bag, and then you have to kind of like dig around the strap. So if that could bother you, this might not be the bag for you. So that's one con. And I like to wear it on the nook of my arm right here, kind of. So it's really more like of a handbag or like a little like top handle bag. You can like add a twilly, and I've seen people change this style completely. Like they'll wear it kind of more like a bucket, and then they add a twilly here on each side and make a little strap that goes over, or you can even add your own chain. So if you do want to wear it like kind of like a bucket like that. I don't really particularly love that. I'll have to try it out, but I do like it kind of the original way that it's designed. And I also don't want to kind of pull the bag out of shape and like pull it the way it was not intended to be. But that is definitely an option. I think it's a really creative idea. And then again, the 18 is definitely more of a cute little like handbag for when you dress up with your outfits. You want to put a few things in here. This fits a decent amount. Like it'll fit a full-size Continental wallet, keys, like a little lotion, a few cosmetics. It really fits a bunch of essentials. It's pretty spacious, but how like quickly you want to get into them, and like if you're in a rush and you want to find something, that might be difficult with the size 18. I think the 22 would be a little bit better. So I think that summarizes kind of a lot of the different like pros and cons. Definitely up to you to decide. As for how I was able to score this beauty, like I said, I've been on an Hermes kick. I've been trying to figure out what I do like at Hermes and what I don't, and what I want to add to my wish list. I've been a loyal client for a little while now. And prior to purchasing this, I did also get other non-quota bags, like the Evelyn TPM. So, you know, not every time that you go there, you're gonna like get a bag. I have an Hermes store very close to me, so in between visits here and there, I'll kind of make little lists of what I want. So I think before purchasing this, I got maybe 1 or 2 pairs of Oron sandals, maybe a pair of loafers, and you know, just a few things here and there, little bracelets, an ear cuff. I'll try to keep visiting the store on a somewhat regular basis, just so my SA doesn't forget about me. If you come in several times a year, they won't be like, oh, who is this person? I forgot what you bought with me, this and that. They'll kind of remember, oh, last time you got this bag, and or you got these shoes. So the day I did get the Picotin, I did get a pair of the white Oron sandals. Usually I think that works out best with getting some of these non-quota bags. If you are showing interest in anything else in the store before asking for the bag. So if you go in and ask for an Oron sandal or a loafer or something substantial that, you know, the SA would get a decent commission on, and then, you know, I'll be like, okay, awesome, I'll take these shoes, like once you try them on, everything works out, and then they ask you if there's anything else you're interested in. Sometimes they'll even, because you purchase a shoe, they'll offer up, oh, are you interested in any bags? This is what I have, like I have this, or a garden party, or like a wallet. So it really depends on your SA, but from my experience, when I have bought something like a shoe or something more substantial in the same trip, is usually when they'll bring up the fact that they have one of these in the back. It would be a little harder if you're just going in that day and saying, the first thing you say is, oh, do you have a bag? That might be a bit of a harder sell versus if there's something else you're interested in other than the bags. If you are interested in getting another pair of Oron sandals, or you want to get a cashmere scarf or something like that, I would talk about that first and solidify that purchase. Then I would bring up the bags, and sometimes they'll bring it up themselves. So I think that's one of the biggest tips and tricks. And I've noticed from the few bags that I've gotten that generally it was either the same trip after I purchased something like somewhat substantial, not just like a Twilly or a perfume or a makeup item, you know, something that's like probably over $500 or so. It's usually been like, are you interested in seeing any bags? Like, is there anything else you were interested in? Or if I asked, like, some of the display bags, generally most of them are not available, but after I've like kind of solidified my other purchases, the very end, I'll ask like, are any of the display bags available? Like that one is really cute, and sometimes those ones on display won't be available, but they'll say, oh, I actually have this other color of this bag, or I have this style if you're interested in it. So that's another kind of way to go about it. So I hope that was helpful. If you all have any questions or anything, I would definitely be more than happy to answer them in the comments below. I always answer pretty much everyone's questions or comments, so if you have anything you'd like to say or add, I'll get back to you usually very quickly. I definitely plan on sharing more of my Hermes reviews and unboxings. I kind of want to do like a series of my Hermes journey and how I like them. So if that interests you, definitely would subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys!